Hey, I'm Amethyst Guidance from InAlignment Ministries, and today we're going to get into Energy Healing 101. This is like an intro where I will highlight briefly the different elements or aspects of energy healing. Now, just to give you like the basics, this is kind of like a beginner's perspective or highlight to educate you on what exactly energy healing is all about, what different forms of energy healing you can implement in your life, like basic stuff, and also what exactly is energy healing? Like, what does that mean? So let's jump into it. Energy healing is simply being able to transmute or deal with issues that are root causes of ailments that you may be experiencing on the outward. So that can simply be a disease, an allergy, a deficiency. A lot of it is connected to something that's occurring on an energetic level. It's like a remembrance within the body that is stored, trauma that is stored, like just different issues that you may have experienced that are remembered in the body doesn't forget, and you're carrying your ancestors' DNA. You know, you are a part of your ancestors, and you are your ancestors because their blood is running through your vein. You do possess the cells that they carried. You, especially in your womb space, the energy that you carry, that is a portal of information, DNA carried within your cells, that is like not just your issues, but the issues from past generations, okay, and even lifetimes. So with energy healing, you're getting to the root, you're getting to the source of the issues that you may be experiencing, the ailments, the uncomfortable feelings, the triggers. You're actually going down deep inside those layers to discover exactly what that is. And a lot of times with energy healing, you first have to acknowledge it and accept it before you can ever make some form of reconciliation. So if there is an awareness there, you accept it, like, okay, this is what happened, this is what it is. Now I have a better understanding of it. Now what? Then you can have a better perspective of any outcome that may come out of it. You'll have a better perspective in a sense of empowerment, and it's not in a state of victim mentality. When you have the state of victim mentality, it's more challenging for you to get to the root of everything and actually heal it, because you are giving your power away in a sense to the circumstance, to the issue, to the people that are connected to those said traumas or issues that you've experienced in your life. Once you have put a microscope or you've highlighted those issues, you dig deep to understand where those issues stem from and connect the dots, then you're able to make some headway. Then you're able to make some progress as far as your healing. But before healing can take place, you have to have some form of awareness, because otherwise you'll get a form of relief to an extent, but then you'll bounce right back into that same feeling of discouragement, feeling like a failure, feeling terrible inside, feeling discouraged and hopeless, and even go through strong bouts of depression and anxiety. So once you get to the root cause, you can actually understand how to maneuver in a way. Even if you don't understand how to maneuver, you at least have an understanding of where it comes from or where it stemmed from. So the what's next that comes into play as far as energy healing is that reconciliation part. So if it's an inner child issue where you recognize that you did have some traumas that you experienced in your childhood, you realize that certain things happened to you that may have been inappropriate, that may have violated you, that may have compromised you in some form or manner, or something that you were taught that just wasn't the truth or wasn't correct as far as perspective, as far as beliefs, and you have to go through that reconciliation process so that you can have a renewed mind, so that your subconscious can be reprogrammed. Because up until that point of that awareness, prior to that, you were on a recording, a systemic recording that had a certain belief. Your subconscious is neutral in a sense. It believes whatever is being presented. So whether good, right, bad, wrong, indifferent, whatever it is, it takes it for the value that you add to it or you see it as. So, for example, you have probably been told, like, say for instance, you had a certain desire of a certain profession that you want to have. And all of your people in your family were mechanics or they worked at a grocery store. It's not knocking it. I'm just saying, if you notice that everyone felt limited, like they couldn't fulfill their dreams, that they had to live a certain way, and anything beyond that was considered radical in a sense. So if you presented yourself and say, hey, I want to be a doctor or a lawyer or an esthetician or whatever, we don't do that. Like, this is what we do. These are the Joneses. This is how we operate, or whatever your family's name is. And it's like that belief system, if you like adopt that and you actually take that in as far as your values, your value system, then that's what your programming is going to be based on. And it's going to be limited experiences because of that programming. Even the thing of the concept of money don't grow on trees. Well, then you'll have that limited perspective of money and how you perceive money and how you perceive getting the things you want or need. It will be very limited. And in a lot of aspects where you are not really fully enjoying life because of those set limitations based on your subconscious. And a lot of that subconscious programming starts way young, like early, like between 4 and 11 is definite, where it's like even when you're the babies in the womb is accepting certain things. That's why you have to be mindful of what you ingest, what you say, the environment that you're in when that baby is being cultivated or developed in the body. So all of this, whatever your parents carried, you're basically receiving that in a sense, if you are open and at that vibration to accept and receive those set beliefs. Some of us, we have a strong will and we have a strong mind where some of that stuff that didn't impress upon us, where we were able to skip some of those hardships or those challenges because we didn't adopt those beliefs. But in cases of a lot of us, we went through experiences with generational trauma or limitations, and those subconscious beliefs as far as our having a limited perspective of life. Then we go through life in a very sheltered, and I'm even hearing the energy of dormancy or dormant energy, stagnant energy, where we're just cycling through life in a very low vibrational manner, okay, a very limited manner. So with energy healing, it helps lift those issues. It helps not only bring awareness through that healing process and the acceptance of it, but it helps you release those things and see what they were and release them with love, because now you have a better perspective where if you had been told or treated a certain way when you were growing up, you can understand they did all what they can do as far as your caretaker, your parents, or what have you. And I forgive them and I forgive myself, and I can actually have a good perspective of why that happened or what have you. Even if you don't even fully understand it, you still like are accepting that, hey, like I can't let this control me, and I have to release this in love. I have to release this in peace. Even though I do not agree with a lot of the things that have happened to me, I'm still going to give myself grace. I'm still going to give myself the ability to be gentle to myself through my process and not be so hard on myself because of the experiences that I've had. I'm not going to make myself feel like I have to jam pack 20 years of letdowns or experiences that could have been, should have been a certain way into the first few months of my awareness and acceptance of something. So it's a long road. I'm gonna be honest with you. Healing is not linear. You will have your ups and your downs. There's no one that's completely healed. I'm here to tell you that. A lot of us have issues that are deeper than just 3 to 6 months of acing something, right? There's a series of lessons that we come here to learn, and some of them may be deeply rooted than others. Some of them we can learn and keep it moving, and then there's others where it seems like there's layers, like an onion, where we're learning and constantly shedding different things that have hindered us, and we're actually expanding through that process. And when you expand, you're going to naturally release some things that you've been carrying that no longer serve you. So with energy healing, it helps ignite that. It helps ignite that expansion, ignite that growth, actually address those issues. Because sometimes if you can get someone to help you, like facilitate you through your energy healing, you can be able to be supported and not feel like so triggered to the point where you feel like you can't go through your process. You may actually remember the things that happened to you, and you may actually feel discouraged or overwhelmed. If you can find someone that is a good energy practitioner that can help you work through those, whether it's a past life regression where you're going through what you went through, and if there's any attachments or any issues that you've had in this lifetime, and you recognize that it's like perpetuating or it's continuing in this lifetime, you can connect the dots through a hypnosis. You can actually do Reiki, where it's that universal force of energy, where the practitioner is not necessarily using their energy, they're tapping to an infinite and unlimited amount of source of energy that will help you and guide you to gently, and it's not invasive, to gently relieve those energy centers and bring them into balance. And so your energy centers, if you do not know, there are 7 prominent ones that we focus on, but of course, we have more. I don't know if you know this, but we have way more energy centers than the 7 that a lot of people speak on. So your crown, that is your connection to source, God, spirit, universe, that information that you receive that are said downloads. Your third eye, which is where you tap into your intuition, and a lot of our things that we experience is based on that perception, whether we trust it or not. And then the throat chakra is our creative portal. This is the way we communicate. This is the way we express ourselves. This is also an area where we may have a lot of trouble, like speaking our truth and being authentic, showing up as our true selves. And that's the beauty of energy healing. The beauty of energy healing is being able to basically come back full circle and recognize who you are. That's what it's all about, is doing away with all of the things that have hampered you, that have prevented you from being your true self, and recognizing, okay, it got me to this point to finally understand who I am, how powerful I am, how beautiful I am. Excuse me. And those aspects is just bringing you back full circle. Like those experiences, you're actually healing through living. You're healing through recognition and actually being gentle with yourself, with your process. So continue on. The heart chakra. The heart chakra deals with oneness, like that harmony energy. Being able to be compassionate, forgiving, loving, and having that level of understanding. You have your solar plexus, where basically some of us, believe it or not, a lot of our mental thoughts are carried here. Our willpower, our confidence, even like I'm hearing issues that we may have with our ego. So sometimes if it's under or overactive, like if there's an imbalance there, it may show up as inflammation or IBS or intestinal issues. And if there's a thing where you have issues there, it can show up as diseases. You get what I'm saying? Then you have the sacral. That is where your womb space is, your reproductive organs as well, some of your reproductive organs. And it's where that energy of passion and emotions are stored. So if you recognize that you have a lot of weight in that particular area, it's because you have a lot of emotional wounding, a lot of emotional attachments there. Traumatic experiences may have been there. If you felt wronged in any kind of capacity, that will show up in that area of where your womb space is. And then you have the root chakra. The root chakra is connected to your base, and it's like the base of your spine, and it also connects to your feeling of being safe or being protected. You know, your basic needs, financial security, even like your protection, like feeling safe, feeling like you belong here, right? If you're not rooted and grounded, it's easy to disconnect and not want to be here if you are not stable within yourself. So I'm going to do another video that will go a little bit more in depth as far as how you would know when you're in balance, what diseases or issues may flare up if they are in balance, and that's whether it's hyper or hypo. Excuse me. So within this intro, I just wanted to give you a perspective that when you're dealing with energy healing, it's nothing evil about it. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's actually helping you to be your best self. That's what it is at the end of the day. With me being a practitioner and how I help my clients is like, it's not a thing about me changing what they connect to, what they resonate with, whether it's God, source, spirit, whether they believe they're Muslim or they are Christian or whatever their background is. That's not the issue. It can be the issue if you have a certain belief system that is limited, but at the end of the day, it's not about changing that aspect. It's more so about the beliefs that you have within yourself that can trigger you. So say for instance, if you had a traditional aspect of growing up, whether it's Christian, whether it's Jehovah's Witness, whatever it is, and y'all had certain rules in the household where you were made guilty or feel shameful of sexual expression, being more sensual, wearing certain clothes, feeling restrictive, like certain roles that based on your gender, that you had to play in those certain aspects, whether it's traditional or whatever. And so in those limitations, you have felt yourself not feeling safe to explore, not feeling safe to open up. You may have this wonderful personality, but it may have been shut down due to your upbringing or that connection to certain organizations. When you go through that exploratory phase of your life, because we're always exploring, right? Then you'll be able to open up and see how sometimes those upbringings can make you feel like you are not fully living life. And again, it's not to make you be regretful and dwell on the past, but it's just to recognize some of those things are connected to how we view pleasure, how we view success, how we show up in the world. Like, are we faking it because we want to be accepted and we're used to being the black sheep and we just want to finally be affiliated with something that feels like a real home, but we don't even know what a real home idea is. Or even friendships, not being able to have healthy relationships because of codependency or because of different things that we've learned or adopted because of our experiences. So it's like we are in that defense mode where we want to protect ourselves. So we have these mechanisms that we act out on because of said beliefs. So we can go all the way down into this thing. It can get really, really deep. But this is just an intro of how significant energy healing is. It will help you bring things up to the surface, deal with them once and for all, and be able to be empowered enough so that you can not live passively and not live inauthentically, and be able to really embrace yourself. That's what it boils down to, going back to self, returning back to self. And that is the beauty of energy healing, taking your power back, being able to be in control of your life and not feel like life is just happening to you and you're just cycling in and out. And you're repeating lessons because you feel like you're meeting the same people in different bodies and same experiences, like there's a glass ceiling limiting you from what you desire. Okay? And this is pretty much an intro, y'all. So we're going to get deep. I want to really expound on energy healing because that is my forte. I love it. I enjoy it. I love working through it, even with myself. I love the process, even when it gets uncomfortable. I just love helping people go through that, like usher them through that process, guiding people through their process and seeing certain hiccups that they may have not seen at first, bringing it to the forefront so that we can heal it. You get what I'm saying? Getting to the root of the matter so you can stop cycling through these things and feeling hopeless. And then I also like doing it for myself because, again, this thing is lifelong. It's a lifelong journey. Like, you're going to continue to heal and transmute and purge. And it's a beautiful process when you put everything in perspective of, dang, I've been through so much, but it's just like you grow, have an appreciation of your process. You grow to have gratitude for your process. Yeah, you could say, I shouldn't have went through that. That was unnecessary. But sometimes I've learned through those times where I've been dismissive of certain things, I've missed some things. And when you have things repeating, there's something trying to get your attention to recognize and deal with once and for all. And that's why I love to do what I do, because Spirit has given me the ability to see where sometimes we can miss the mark because we just want to be done with it. We want to rush through it, or because it feels so bad, we don't want to deal with it at times. We want to push it away. And I help you in a gentle and loving and compassionate way and firm way to get through it, to deal with it, and to ask those important or necessary questions so that it can help you connect the dots and understand that, first of all, you're safe and you're loved and you're protected, that this process is not to harm you, but for you to recognize it, to deal with it, and to be your best self, to feel good. So just to let you know, you can check out my website. All the information is in my description on how you can book me. I do offer energy healing sessions where I can help you ground your energy, where it's like Reiki infused sessions such as my signature, the refresher. I also have energy healing sessions for your womb called the womb repair. If you're experiencing generational trauma, especially attachments from your ancestors, like ancestral debt or karma, I can actually help you connect from your mother and your father's side, those said issues, and address them once and for all. Even if you have certain energetic attachments and you need to reprogram your mind, and you are having issues with the programming within your subconscious, and you want to do away with those lies and bring in the truth. And the truth is whatever you believe, whatever you feel like you deserve, whatever you feel that you value. You can reprogram that with, I deserve an abundant life. I am loved. I am protected. All of those good stuff, those good things, those good aspects, you can reintroduce them to your energetic field and be able to be on that type of program instead of a negative or low vibrational programming. So all the information as far as booking me, feel free to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, this is Amethyst Goddess from InAlignment Ministries. Be well. Take care.